Good morning, YouTube. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Yesterday I made a video. This is Monday morning. Yesterday I made a video when I was getting my oil changed, and I thought I really left a lot of things out of the Uber and Lyft that I want to share. So this video is going to be about how I work Uber and Lyft. And how tips I want to share with you, tips about my strategy, also what to expect. Every market is different, so my results might be different from yours. This is what I do now, and this is my 2016 Toyota Camry Hybrid XLE. Yesterday I was at the dealership. I didn't get to show you the interior, but you got plenty of room for passengers in the back, plenty of trunk space. This is considered a mid-size sedan. So what I usually do is start my day from here, from home, and I'll turn on both apps. I'm going to go over all that with you. I'm going to share my experience as a rideshare driver driving for Uber and Lyft. So I started this as a part-time gig, but now this is what I do for a living. The type of car I use and how much I make a week, I'll be including screenshots. So this will be just a series of probably 5 to 6 videos. I hope you check them out. So here we are. I'm getting ready to go to work. This has a keyless, so basically you just hold the brake button and hit the power button, and there we are. I bought this 2016 Camry XLE with only 13,000 miles. Now, I just did the oil change yesterday after putting 5,000 miles on it. And I didn't even drive it in the month of August because I was out of town on my road trip. So basically, I picked up this car. It's averaging about 40. Right now it says 39.9, but usually averages between 40 to 40. I've gotten as high as 42 miles per gallon. And I just got a request. So I'm off to work, and I'll see ya. I just dropped off my first passenger, and I started at 10 o'clock, a little bit after 10. Right now it's Monday, 10:30 a.m. My strategy, and every market is different, is I try to avoid traffic. So in my area, there's traffic from, say, 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's probably still a little traffic right now, but this is towards the end of it. So normally I would park and wait for the next call. I have the app on right now. I have both Uber and Lyft on, but since I'm up here kind of towards the mountains, I'm going to go towards the towards downtown, because, or towards a more populated area, because the chances of getting a fare are much higher than being up here, up in the hills. You know, this is a nice area. The strategies that I've learned over the last 4 years that I've, well, 3.5 years that I've been doing this. See how far I am up here. So we're gonna head back towards the valley a bit. But the other point I wanted to make is that the freedom of doing your own thing. Right now in California, they're trying to make us employees. I think they just signed the bill. I don't want that. Why don't I want that? Because I pay for my own medical insurance, and it's the freedom of working when I want, the hours I want, is what I like about doing Uber and Lyft. I don't have to ask anyone take time off. If I don't feel like working, I turn off the apps and I go home. Now, if they try to take that away from us, then I'm going to have to look for something else to do, because I'm not going to be working as an employee. The reason I left my other job to do this full time is exactly for that reason. I don't want to be an employee. Anyway, I'll check back in with you and give you a couple more tips. So here we are, my first hour on Monday. It's 11:04. I just finished 2 rides, and it worked out to about $25 an hour. In my market, I'm making between 20 is usually minimum, and as high as 30. So that's what the range is in this market, between 20 and 30. So 25 is a typical, and I'm working the off hours, so to speak, not working the rush, just regular hours. That's the hours I'm comfortable with. Less traffic, less stress, and it just works better for me. So now I'm sitting here waiting for the next ride, and the car is on EV mode. So basically, I'm running the air conditioning, but it's running off the battery. So I'm not wasting any fuel while I wait for the next ride. I didn't detail the car yesterday, which was Sunday, my day off. I did get an oil change, but the car's gonna be parked outside for the next couple days while they do some construction. The city needs to repair our driveway and some of the sidewalk on the street. There was a major water main break while I was out on Sunday. So once a week, I do it myself, because most car washes charge between $25 $30, and they don't do as good of a job. So once a week, I'll take, on my day off, I'll detail my car. Something that's very important to do while waiting between rides is to get out of the car and stretch, because the one thing, once you spend 2-3 hours in the car, you get fatigued just by sitting down. So what I do is I'll get out of the car, I still have the apps on, and I'll stretch out. So just walk around, you know. So I do both Uber and Lyft, and between the two, my goal weekly, sorry for the noise, my goal weekly is between $700 to $1,000, and that's working on my own terms, kind of I wouldn't say full-time, but it is my full-time gig, but I try to do that under 40 hours. So I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so it's 12:30 now. I'm gonna take my lunch. Let's see what kind of miles per gallon we're getting. I'm gonna hit the power button. It's gonna show us here our fuel economy. That I haven't turned the car off since I left the house, so it's been running for about 2.5 hours. So let's see what we're going to do. So I'm averaging 39 miles per gallon. So I just finished my third ride, and now I'm parked waiting for the next one. I dropped them off just half a block away. So what I normally do, I don't park in front of people's houses, but when it's an area like this where I'm not in front of anyone's house, I look for a spot in the shade, and you don't want to be parked directly in front of someone's house. So here we are waiting for the next fare, and it's a beautiful day. So I hope everyone's having a great day wherever you are, because you don't know where the next request is going to come from. So you could be driving away, as long as you're in a populated area. Again, every market is different. With a hybrid, I have the AC on, I can play my radio, I can go on YouTube, catch up on videos in between, and I'll get a notification when I get a new request. I have Lyft and Uber on, and the first thing I do before I even move and go towards the customer's destination is I turn off the other app. So if I'm getting a request from Lyft, the first thing I do is turn off Uber. Because you don't want to, once you've committed to one, you want to turn off the other, That way your acceptance rating doesn't suffer. Every now and then you get a request from both at the same time. So then you just have to pick one and decline the other. But it all works out. So on Mondays I typically work 4 hours, just because from 10 to 12 I don't like traffic, and traffic doesn't like me. So I'm heading home, and I'll show you the total for today in just a second. So I basically worked 3.5 hours today, and or actually 3. So let's see what after lunch my fuel economy is. So I average 40.7 miles per gallon. Not bad. I'm not going to be doing updates on fuel every day. It's just, as a rideshare driver, our fuel will be your biggest expense. So having a car like a hybrid or an EV, that's you're going to be ahead of the game. That's really good on fuel economy. As it worked out, I got 0 trips today from Uber, even though I was online for that amount of time. It was online on both apps. On Lyft, I did 10 trips today, and I made a total of $81. So I took a half an hour lunch, so I made $81.38, and I did get a $3 cash tip. So it works out to, like I said earlier, about $25 an hour. So let me know what you think, and leave me a comment if you're thinking about doing rideshare. And if these strategies help you, let me know in the comments below.